Everybody, I'm Z9 Manga today. We're here on the Shonen Jump website. Um, and today I'm giving you my predictions. What Shonen Jump series are going to get the axe next? Alright. This is a lot of me predicting what new series we've got here that are going to get the belt sometime soon, or as soon as it is hit like that threshold, as soon as they hit 19 chapters, they tend to cut things. I'm going to pick up the microphone so you can hear me better. They tend to only axe things that hit 19 chapters, or sometimes 20. My Go Embers hit 20 chapters, and that was like, you're gone. So, Under the Doctor, first off, I think it's a cool series. I don't know. The doctor part of it wasn't all that interesting, but the martial art part of it was very fun. The first half of the chapter is a bunch of doctor stuff, and the second half of it is some martial arts, fighting, hijackers on a plane. I think it's got some really good potential to it. Could be fun in the future. You're going to have to let it develop a little bit, though. But unfortunately, I think it's got a very mid start to it. Like I said, first half of the chapter, boring as shit. Second half is awesome. So a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people made it to that second half of the chapter, So, I don't know. It really depends on what he does in the next, 15, 18 chapters. Will he be able to deliver? Will he be able to make some promise for this the series? So far, I'm going to keep my eye on it. I'll be reading chapter 2 as soon as it drops, for sure. These three, I think, are established. Ruri Dragon, I honestly surprised it's not already gone. But obviously some people like it, so that's fine. These aren't going. Shinobi isn't going. That's not going. Hema 10 did dip. I saw that it dipped in the rankings, and then they just did a full-on boob spread of the high school girl, by the way. Just cleavage out, and the ratings got a little bit of a bump, so these three aren't getting cut. Someone Hurts, I really like this series. I love this series a lot. However, I think it's a comedy that doesn't really hit crazy much. I'm on it more for there is romance elements, I think, to it. Slow building romance, a slow burn romance. It's like a giant candle. You light it, and then 2 years later it finishes. You know what I mean? There's elements of it. There's sparks of it. There's characters blushing, that kind of thing. That's cool. It's probably something that in actual romance isn't going to bloom until like chapter 500. You know what I mean? It's one of those kinds, but I'm enjoying it so far. I'm actually letting the series cook before I continue reading it. Ganran Egg, I couldn't even make it through chapter 1. It was not entertaining at all. The premises is, I don't know, it's not like crazy unique. It's, humans get taken over, and humans are now like the subspecies, and now they have to fight their way back to the top. Basically, what's that called? Seraph at the end. But instead of cool vampires, you just have some like generic monsters, and you have an egg who's all powerful. Wasn't my shit. This got axed, if I'm correct. I can check right now. I think it got axed. I think it's over. If I heard right. Yeah, there's no new chapter coming out on Sunday, which is 2 days from now. So it would say new chapter coming out in 2 days. Triple check. Because it would say it at the end. I'm so sorry about this shit. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, the end. It's kind of unfortunate. It is unfortunate. I've heard on Reddit a lot of people enjoy this series. It's just that Sports Manga doesn't really have a good track record on Shonen Jump. So hopefully, hey, I know Shonen Jump is the top manga company, but hey, stuff like Seven Seas, Yen Press, that stuff isn't bad either. And you're more likely to have a long-running series on there. I mean, Yen Press will produce anything that makes a shred of money. So do another baseball series on Yen Press, and you'll get 30 volumes. This is the most mid manga I've ever read. The fact that I know that there's executives just sitting there right now, and they're just the millisecond chapter 19 comes out, it's gone. It's very mid. The action adventure showed a lot of promise, but that was only in chapter 1. Other than that, it's an episodic commentary type of thing, kind of like comedy, kind of like Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo, which Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo did it really well. This doesn't. It just kind of just shits on the good name of comedy. It's terrible. The girl is your stereotypical just stupid girl who's crazy strong, and then your demon lord is like a super chill, used to be a bad guy, it's high shit, your typical weed guy. This is getting nuked the second it hits chapter 19. They can't cut that. It's Jujutsu Kaisen. Neither of these two either. This has got a good fan base behind it, but it's not how it does in America. It's how it does in Japan. Is how stuff gets cut. So I'm assuming it's doing well over there because it's doing well over here. So I wouldn't be surprised if this makes it a little bit longer. I haven't read it crazy a lot, so I can't give you an opinion on it. And I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea for this one. So I'll put I don't know. And then these last ones, if I'm right, this obviously that's not getting axed. Did this get axed? No, that's just that's not a Sunday series. So it's okay. Looks like the author was taking a break, but that's not getting cut. That's not getting axed. This has been pre-existing for a little bit, hasn't it? No. Obviously not. No. This did get axed. I saw OTR got axed. I think this series really just goes to show that, you fail in a series, you get axed. He got axed before. He tried again with OTR. The art was amazing. The concept was amazing. Chapter 1 was bonkers. I was obsessed with this series when it first came out, and I was counting down the days till each chapter dropped, and I was, I had to restrain myself from reading it so I could let 3 or 4 chapters pile up and then I'd read them all in one sitting and I'd be done in like 5 minutes, you know what I mean? But then after chapter 10, it really just nosedived, and the pacing was super fast, and you could tell it kind of got ruined because it was on the edge of getting cut, so they had to okay, we're going to get cut, we have to start throwing stuff at the wall, right? So they're like, oh, that big boss, yeah, he wasn't going to show up till chapter 200, but here he is, and he's going to fight him, It's chapter 30, and OTR is already a demigod. How much stronger can you get? You cannot be surprised that, it's going to get axed, because, they must have told him well in advance, because why is he getting all these big power upgrades? It's chapter 30, and he's transforming into a demigod. What's next? A god? And then what's after that? What's after a god? Nothing. Kurumizawa's Folly is an interesting one because it's a story manga. It's not like an arc based. It's something like Death Note, I'm letting that series kind of go on for a while before I read it. I did start it. It seems like it could be interesting, but it's a story manga instead of your typical arcs and all that stuff. Haven't read Blue Exorcist. Barely started on Sarah for the End. Barely started on Black Clover. Heart Gear is really good. I haven't read that. That one seemed like a really good concept. I wasn't very sure on it though. Barely started. Haven't read it. This is on a long hiatus, but it's understandable because it's, the dude who's making it is 50 years old, and the art's really good. The characters are really good. The writing and the art is amazing. This is really good. I think it's wasted potential though, because the author, he's barely makes it. He's an artist, and he just does the manga on the side, is what I remember hearing. And so he's really lackadaisical with releasing chapters. So it's a monthly series. As you can see, the last one was December 3rd, so we didn't get one for January. I'm pretty sure we're getting one for February, though. He likes to take his breaks, that's for sure. because there's tons of gaps. Yep, we're getting one December, November, October, September, August, July, May, March, February. Yeah, he's taking a couple breaks, and all those chapters are like 20 pages long. You got people who are making 20 pages every 7 days. But this is on my to-read list. I have no idea what this is. I'm pretty far on this. I was actually reading this earlier today. It's really good. It's on like chapter 50, 53. Yeah, really good. I'm reading through it right now. Haven't read any of those. I'm not surprised he's got axed. I mean, sports manga alone already has a tough time on Shonen Jump. You take in par with ping pong, track running. They're not very popular sports per se, you know. Astro Baby, that must have wrapped up instead of getting axed. I did start that one. I never finished it. It was a story manga, so I'm assuming it wasn't that long. Story mangas don't usually last the longest because it's a story. It tells its story and then it wraps up. Whereas arc-based stuff could just kind of keep going. Kaitagami was a really sad one to see it axed. It was really interesting besides the, big titties. It was interesting. I feel like I could have gone a while, but it got axed. I guess it just wasn't popular. One of those ones that gets axed even though it's a good series. I don't know what that is. Nice Prison. People were taking this series too seriously, in my opinion. It's actually a really good series, but you have to turn your brain off to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really good series, but you just have to be dumb to enjoy it. If you can just sit there and read mindlessly, this series is perfect for you. But if you're trying to jump in for character development or meaningful arcs, don't bother. It was really fun. It was really sad to see it go. And past this, we get to really old stuff. It's one shot. This must be over. Or no, that is that a Vault series. That's over. That might be over. I'm not sure. This was a really good one shot. I read that. That was really good. Haven't read that. Started that because of the Death Note creators, but I'm reading that one physically. I'm on volume 10. I don't know how far that is in the series. That's pretty good though. Yeah, that one got axed. This is my favorite axed manga. This one was so good. I remember reading this as it came out. It was so good. It was actually beautiful. And it was really unfortunate to see it go. It actually really made me sad to see it go. Never read it. This did not deserve to get axed. This was really good. I'm only on chapter like 12, but I can appreciate a good manga. This was really good. That's an ancient series. That one got axed. I have no idea what it is. Must have finished. It's too late to get axed. Must have finished. Really unfortunate. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. No idea. This one overstayed its welcome, if you ask me. I don't know. It kind of fell off at like the chapter or like 100 mark. So I read it a long time, and then it just got really complicated, and I kind of lost it. Never read that. Never read any of these. No. I read that one physically. That one's I don't know. I don't get the hype, honestly. This is by the guy who created Spy Family, and I was really into Spy Family. It was the first manga I read, fun fact, Spy Family. That's how much of a new gen I am. And so I was reading his old works while I was waiting for new chapters to come out, and I was like, damn, stick to Spy Family, bro, because this is not it. No, this is a really, I recommend this to everybody. This is a really good story manga. If you want a good story manga, this right here, this is amazing. Never any of those. Oh, I've heard bad things about both of these, actually. Heard really bad things about this one. I just finished that recently. It's pretty good. Pretty lackluster ending. And then we get into stuff that, like, damn. Yeah, when I first made my account like 2 years ago, this is the stuff that was coming out. I remember this. I remember trying to get into this so hard. It just isn't really good. It's honestly, it's not good. But you gotta, like, with these with these, ones that were canceled a while ago, you just gotta wonder, like, where these guys at now, You think Volume 4 is coming out anytime soon? Phantom Seer. Okay, I gotta go to bed. So you can expect more manga content to come out in here. This was just kind of a starting video to get this channel on the map, I guess. But let me go into my favorites real quick. You can see I do have voice. I keep voice cracking. Sorry, it's late at night. Let me take a sip. This loads. Okay, so I do have a subscription and shit, so I read a lot. I do a lot of reading on here. Should we to cover? These are my current ones that are coming out. These 3, 4, 5. Heart Gear is a Vault series. It's really good. Obviously, these 2 were canceled. This was canceled. This is on my to-read list. This is finished. Amazing. I'm slowly reading through that. And my continue reading. It's supposed to be out of order. Because I was reading Magumir. This is not correct at all. That's not even close to everything that I was reading. As I refresh the page, Someone Hurt's really good. We were just talking about that though. Unless they fucked it up on the site, that's possible too. Okay, well, Someone Hurt's banger, voice crack. Now that I'm actually reading through it, it's actually not all that great. I think it's a good series. I had good potential, although I can turn this microphone up. Is that better? Although I can see why I got axed. Heart Gear's banger. I'm just letting it cook. I can't. I gotta stop myself. I was giving this one a chance. It seems pretty good so far. I mean, that's the first chapter. This is not even close to everything that I've been reading, because like not even Dragon Ball isn't up here. But like these 2 are here. Like I read this years ago, didn't like it. I read that, started that when it was coming out, which was like 2 years ago. Whatever. Sorry, that's a good introductory video. I'll talk more in depth about like that they call the most mid manga I've ever read. Demon Lord calls it quits and moves in, or something like that. I'll talk about that for sure, and we can break it down. I can also talk about some underrated stuff. Like I can go more into detail in Shoujo No. That's a really good story manga. And when new series come out like this, we could go in depth on a series like this. Maybe I'll make a video about it was under Doctor Good, or was the first chapter good. I don't think any series got the axe this week, so we're not going to see a new series next week. Maybe tomorrow, at least for me tomorrow, I'll make a video saying like, is under Doctor good, and that'll be what it's about. Yeah, I can make a series like that. Yeah, I could totally do that. Okay. The next video will be about maybe the hero girl and Demon Lord call it quits. See ya.